welcome to our outdoor wilderness kitchen. We're currently on a frozen lake here. We've got a little kitchen set up here, and you might be able to see some of my friends skiing and walking around out there behind us. I'm lucky enough to be sitting on a nice warm reindeer skin as well, trying to warm up my toes a little bit. We're going to be cooking a little vegetarian chili. We're going to confit some garlic. These are in olive oil or rapeseed oil right now. We're going to confit those, and then we're going to make some garlic bread with those. And first, we're going to start with another quick pickle. So we're going to do some pickled green chilies just to go on top of our chili. But as you can hear, solid. Very, very cold. Before we came out, I mixed up some sugar and vinegar, equal parts. So I'm going to pour that in, and then I'm going to put in some water as well, equal parts water with our sugar and vinegar. Okay, so we've got our pickling liquid just warming up in our Trangia there. I'm going to pop a lid on it and try and speed it up a little bit. And then I'm going to chop up our frozen chilies. See how this goes. Oh yeah, they're crumbling a little bit, but it should be good. More of a break than a slice. But I love the flavour of green chilies as well. I think it's so nice. This pickle will be really nice. They even smell, even though they're frozen, they smell really, really nice. Take my gloves off for this. Perfect. Just going to pop them in our pickling jar.
So Rob, it's about 4 o'clock at the moment.
Yeah.
The sun set about an hour ago.
Yeah.
And it's getting close to like minus 15
yeah,
outside now.
There. I'm starting to feel it on my fingers a
Yeah,
little bit.
you don't wearing any shoes?
No.
You just have socks on.
I've got just some woolly socks on. My boots are back here. I tend to find that it's a little bit warmer actually if I can have big, thick woolly socks on without boots, because the boots actually restrict the airflow quite a bit. But you might see me every once in a while, I'll swap my cross-legged positions and pop the cold foot in between my legs to try and warm it up a little bit. But it definitely is dropping in temperature out here. It was very cold last night, and it started to clear up now as well. There's a few stars coming out, and the moon's just about to come over the trees over there in the background. So I'll hopefully stay warm enough. I'm going to pop our lovely cast iron frying pan on top of our burner, because the first thing we need to do with our smoked dried chilies is just to toast them off before rehydrating them. Ooh. Such a luxury to be using cast iron out here. It's so heavy. We'd not normally bring one with us, but thankfully my friend Marcus was the one who was pulling it in his sled this time. So our pickling liquid has now come to a boil. I'm gonna take a little jar full of chilies and just pour this over top. There we go. Now these can just sit until we're ready. I'm going to keep them in a nice warm spot. And they'll be ready by the time that our chili's ready. Okay. But next up, what we're going to do is we're going to confit our garlic. So I peeled these just before we came out and stored them in some oil. But I'm going to dump the whole thing pretty much into one of our pots. It's going to be covered in oil, and we're going to cook it really slow and low for a little while, and it's going to make the garlic really nice and soft, and that's what we're going to make our garlic bread with. So if I can open it up, I'm just going to pour that in here. chilies are very toasted now. Okay, now that our chilies are all toasted up, we can pop them in our bowl over here. And then we can boil up our water, which is going to go on top of those chilies. Okay, my lid go. With our water going, our garlic's being confied. We've already done our pickles, our pickled chilies. Next up is we're going to start doing the base of our chili. So I've got some onions, I've got some carrots as well, which you can chop through them, and then some celery, a very standard kind of base for it. After that, we're going to add our tomatoes and our beans, as well as our smoked chilies. So let's get these all prepped up. So our water's not quite come to a boil, but it's nice and warm. So I'm just going to pour that over top of our toasted chilies. And then I'm going to start the process of cooking off some of our vegetables. Could use some butter in this. Frozen onion along with our frozen butter. So our carrots are pretty well frozen and I can't actually cut through them with a knife, so what I'm gonna have to do is kind of like what you do when you're making kindling, when making a fire, is try and baton through them. This is a massive piece of wood.
Do you want a smaller piece?
If there is a smaller piece, this is a bit
You could use the carrot.
yeah, that's true. Yeah. Try that. That worked. A nice carrot. Yeah. Okay. Mash this up a bit. This is like the perfect dice, I think. This is what all proper chefs are after. Is that perfect, perfect dice. Oh, don't want that. Add our bits of carrot. So now that our carrots are batoned up and smashed with the knife and in there, quite rough chop, we can move on to our celery, which is again very, very frozen. And with the celery, I think it's going to be slightly easier just to be able to chop through it, make it into a nice small dice, which can then again just go in there. So I've added all our vegetables in there. Now they're kind of thawing out and stewing down a little bit, our carrot, celery and our onion as well. Once they've thawed out and kind of cooked through, I'm going to start adding our tomato, which again is a tomato cube, ice cube, which I'm going to put in there, along with our beans as well. Then it's all going to kind of stew down for a little bit. Then we're going to add in some of our spices, so also has some chipotle chili paste as well, and that's also when our smoked chilies are going to go into there as well, and that's just going to cook down. Yeah. So now that these veggies have been stewing down a little bit in here, I'm going to try and add in our tomatoes, which I've cut open. like a really bad unboxing. There we go. I'm just going to pop the lid on and let that cook away for a little bit.
What are you doing, Marcus?
Opening up the drinking hole. Ta-da! So our smoked chilies have rehydrated a bit now, so I'm just going to chop them up as fine as I can get them and add them into our vegetables and tomato stock in there. You can also see over here our garlic is bubbling away nicely in there, getting all soft and sweet. What I want to try my best to do with these is, as we would with a normal fresh pepper, take out as much of the seeds as possible. Super nice golden comfy garlic in there. I'm just adding in a little bit more of like chipotle paste here. It's got a really nice smoky flavour. It is a little bit spicy, but like a nice kind of spice, not too like a hot spice. Add a bit of that in. So useful. I use it so much in all sorts of different cooking. It's so nice to have in the fridge. Lots and lots of flavour, and you don't have to add too much. Okay, we're gonna slice up some of our bread for our garlic bread. This might also need one of those blocks of wood to get through. It's pretty well solid. Let's see how well it goes. Not too bad. Stop trying to defrost that bread.
Smell the garlic.
Yeah, garlic smells so good. So I've just added our beans into our pot. They're just thawing out. They're also frozen as well, and they're just going to cook down for a little bit. We don't want to cook the beans too long though, because they're going to turn into mush. So it's always one of the last things you add to the pot. And then over here we've got our bread now defrosting, not as solid as it was. Once these have become a little bit softer, we'll then fry them up with some butter and spread some of our comfy garlic on them to make our garlic bread as well, and then we can serve that. So we've got our comfy garlic, a little bit of toasted bread. We're just going to smear that lovely soft garlic onto our bread here. Make some nice garlic bread out in the snow. One last scoop, everybody's hungry. And last thing is going to be some of our pickled chilies on top. These came out really nice. Kind of look like jalapenos. we go. And that's our smoky veggie chili with confit garlic bread, and some pickled green chilies on top.
Good work.
I'm so hungry. It's so cold. Let's dig in. Okay guys, grab your bowls, come fill up.